Hello and welcome to this week's Confident Club Cuppa. Hiya, Steve.
Hey up, Curly. Hello.
Hello. Right, last week we talked about mentoring.
Yes.
And we're going to move on now from mentoring.
Yes.
Which, as I was going on about, was one of my favourite subjects. I love this advice. Remember, this is about being a duck up. So, Steve, your heading is: don't get advice from people you've never met or who are dead. What?
Yeah.
What? Right. And I know as a professional speaker, you spend a lot of time in the green room with all sorts of really interesting and fascinating people. So you've put here, I'm often on stage with well-known and prosperous entrepreneurs. The conclusion I've come to is that, without exception, they're all stark staring mad. Not only do they have beliefs about life and business that are wildly different to the majority of the population, like there's no such thing as failure, but they also take advice from dead people. Go on, please explain.
Right, well, one obvious way to getting advice from dead people is to read some good autobiographies and biographies, right? I would highly recommend that. So there's some great books out there. But also, think about somebody that's maybe one of your heroines or heroes. And again, they might be alive, they might be dead, but let's take a dead one. So in my case, Muhammad Ali, who's not been with us for a while.
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm faced with a particularly something really challenging, doing something I've never done before. So a lot of people, it might be presentations, in my case, running marathons, whatever it is, and I'm getting a bit freaked out, I'll just stop and go, I'm going to step into Muhammad Ali's shoes, right, and see the world and see this challenge literally through his eyes. And because I know a lot about him, it's almost like for a moment I become him. So I look at the challenge and think, what would Ali see now? What would he hear and feel? What would he believe about this situation? And he'd probably say things like, nothing's impossible. Impossible's nothing, right? I am the greatest, bring it on, right? There's no such thing as, what would he say? And that might be enough to give you that courage to take that step. But you need to know a reasonable amount about them to be able to do that.
So that's what you mean about talking to dead people? Yeah.
Or if the person can actually physically be there to give you the advice you were thinking about. I think you've done that as well, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, because he's not dead, obviously. He's like very well and alive. But when I did my very first professional presentation, where I actually got paid, thank you, Steve Pipe, Steve was there, and I was, I'll have to admit it now, bricking it a bit in advance.
Well,
because a lot of people, and you told me that story before, and I thought, what would Steve do? If this was Steve now, if I was Steve, and I was looking at that audience through his eyes, he'd be going, this is going to be brilliant, I'm going to have a laugh, it's going to be a right hoot, everybody's going to enjoy it. And although it sounds completely mad, that's exactly what I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The audience enjoyed it. I got great feedback, and it does work. So I highly recommend you have a go at doing that. Yeah.
So go pretend to be a dead person for a bit, why don't you?
Or even a live one.
Or even a live one. I'll see you there.
Yeah. Bye.